Nice that you looking at. 13 things to know about Taylor Swift. Today is Friday the 13th. While many think seeing the number 13 is a sign of bad luck, but not for Taylor Swift fans. The number 13 has long been associated with Swift. Taylor Swift is finishing her Eras tour to Indianapolis in November. So whether you're already a fan of the pop star or just curious about her ahead of her performance, here are 13 things to know about the artist. 1. While she was born in Pennsylvania. Taylor Swift moved to Tennessee when she was young. Taylor Allison Swift was born on December 13, 1989 in West Reading, Pennsylvania to her parents Andrea and Scott Swift. When they learned their daughter wanted to be a singer, they packed up their family and headed to Nashville, Tennessee for her to follow her dreams. 2. Taylor Swift is named after James Taylor. Swift's parents named her after their favorite American singer, James Taylor. Little did they know, their daughter would also want to become a musician like her namesake. James Taylor spoke with USA Today earlier this year and said he had met her about 15 to 16 years ago at a benefit. She told him then that she was named after him. "We were both just there with guitars and played a couple of songs," Taylor said. "I was performing with my wife and may have had a friend of ours playing cello, and Taylor Swift was there just playing by herself. She was just a teen. She told me she had listened to my music a lot, and that her folks had named her with me in mind." 3. At just 16 years old, Taylor Swift put out her debut album after signing with Big Machine Records in 2005. She began recording her debut album. The lead single on her debut album, Tim McGraw, was released in June 2006. Her self-titled debut album, Taylor Swift, was released on October 24, 2006, when she was just 16 years old. 4. Taylor Swift has put out 11 studio albums in her career that has spanned 18 years so far. Swift has released 11 studio albums, not including her re-recorded and released albums. More on that later. Her discography boasts 274 songs, according to Rolling Stone. 5. Taylor Swift writes all of her own songs. Swift has a writing credit on every song in her entire discography. Some of her songs she wrote with collaborators, but several of her songs she wrote entirely on her own, 67 tracks to be exact, according to Business Insider. That includes her most recently released album. 6. Taylor Swift is re-recording her first 6 albums so she can own the masters to her songs. Swift has very publicly spoken about how important it is to her to own her own music, but as of right now, she does not own the master recordings of her first 6 albums. Although they were for sale in 2019, Swift claimed she was not notified they were for sale until they had already been sold. USA Today reported, "That is what led to her re-recording these albums. Artists should own their own work for so many reasons. But the most screamingly obvious one is that the artist is the only one who really knows that body of work," Swift wrote on X, formerly Twitter, when she announced her first re-recorded album, Fearless, Taylor's version. Since she has songwriting credits on every song in her discography, nothing prevents her from re-recording new versions of all her songs as long as enough time has passed since the original version's release. You can tell which version of her songs are hers because she has added Taylor's version to each track and album title. She has re-released 4 so far. Fearless, Taylor's version. Red, Taylor's version. Speak Now, Taylor's version, and mostly recently, 1989, Taylor's version. The only 2 albums remaining to re-release are her debut, Taylor Swift, and Reputation, which fans theorize she did on purpose, leaving only her name and reputation left to reclaim. Swift owns the rights to Lover, Folklore, Evermore, Midnights, and The Tortured Poets Department. 7. She went to high school in Tennessee and received an honorary doctorate from NYU. Her family moved just outside of Nashville when Swift was 14. She attended Hendersonville High School in Henderson, Tennessee, according to the Swift Museum. 2 years later, around the time of the release of her debut album, she transferred to Aaron Academy to better accommodate her touring schedule. In 2022, Swift received an honorary doctorate from NYU, a Doctor of Fine Arts, honoris causa. At the ceremony, she delivered a commencement speech. 8. Taylor Swift has won countless awards. Swift has amassed a large collection of awards during her 18-year career. Her 2009 album, Fearless, is the most awarded country album of all time after receiving the American Music Award, Academy of Country Music Award, Country Music Association Award and Grammy for Album of the Year, all within the same year. She has amassed 12 Country Music Association Awards, 8 Academy of Country Music Awards, 40 American Music Awards, 20 People's Choice Awards, 14 Grammy Awards, and countless others internationally. As of this week, Taylor Swift is the most awarded solo artist in MTV Video Music Award history. After receiving 7 more at the 2024 VMAs, her total number of Moon Men is now 30. She has also won more Music Video of the Year awards at the VMAs than any other artist. 9. The number 13 is often associated with Taylor Swift. The number 13 has long been associated with Swift. She famously wrote the number on the back of her hand during her Fearless tour in 2009 and 2010. The significance of the number 13 on my hand. I paint this on my hand before every show because 13 is my lucky number. For a lot of reasons, she said at the time. It's really weird. Swift continued. I was born on the 13th. I turned 13 on Friday the 13th. My first album went gold in 13 weeks. My first #1 song had a 13-second intro. Every time I've won an award, I've been seated in either the 13th seat, the 13th row, the 13th section, or row M, which is the 13th letter. 10. She has 3 cats, Olivia, Meredith, and Benjamin. Swift has 3 cats that she has never been shy talking about over the years. Her cats are named Meredith, Olivia, and Benjamin. Olivia is named after Mariska Hargitay's character on Law and Order SVU, Olivia Benson. Meredith is named after Ellen Pompeo,'s character Meredith Grey from Grey's Anatomy. Benjamin, who she met on the set of her 2019 music video, Me, is named after Brad Pitt's character Benjamin Button in the 2008 film, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button. Benjamin most recently was seen posing with Swift on the cover of Time magazine's 2023 Person of the Year issue. 11. Taylor Swift has performed in Indiana 7 times. Swift has performed in Indiana 7 times over the years. Her first time performing in Indiana was in 2007 when she was opening for George Strait at Conseco Fieldhouse, now known as Gainbridge Fieldhouse. She opened for the Rascal Flatts in 2008 at Verizon Wireless Music Center, now known as Ruoff Home Mortgage Music Center. She returned to Indy with her first headlining tour in 2009. In 2011, she brought her Speak Now World Tour to Indianapolis. She told the crowd she felt she had performed in Indianapolis enough times it felt like an old friend she could affectionately call Indy. She returned to Indy again with her Red Tour in 2013, her 1989 World Tour in 2015, and, most recently, her Reputation Stadium Tour in 2018. 12. The Eras Tour was named to represent her entire career. The last time Swift toured was in 2018 for her Reputation Stadium tour. While oftentimes most artists tour specifically to showcase new material in coordination with album drops, when she announced her next tour, she had released 4 albums since her last tour. Instead of doing a tour solely based on her Midnights album, she decided to create a tour that pays homage to all her albums so far. Including songs from her albums she was unable to perform live during the pandemic. This tour is called the Eras Tour. And it's a journey through all of my musical eras of my career, Swift said when announcing the tour on Good Morning America in November 2022. 13. The Eras Tour is a record-breaking international tour. The Eras Tour is Swift's largest tour to date and one of the largest tours ever. The Eras Tour is the highest-grossing tour ever, according to Pollstar, grossing $1 billion. Keeping in line with the previous record, her concert film, Taylor Swift: The Eras Tour, also became the highest-grossing concert film. The tour consists of 152 dates in stadiums across 5 continents. She has shattered a handful of attendance records at stadiums on several tour stops, both inside and outside the venue. The economy has greatly been impacted by Swift's tour, with most cities experiencing large influxes of revenue related to tourism from people coming into town for her shows. In Los Angeles, the city saw an estimated $320 million increase in gross domestic product after 6 sold-out shows in their city. This is the end of the video. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye.